Good morning, everybody. I'm Marit Künnapuu, and I'm the founder and CEO of Recruitment. I'm happy to welcome you all here at Recruit's webinar today. Who doesn't know, then Recruit is a recruitment software that makes recruitment easy and transparent. And actually, we have held similar webinars before as well. But today's topic is why we do need to think about skill-based hiring. And from my experience, I can say that this is a new approach. And I'm really glad that Valeria Puciniene, who has long-term experience in recruiting, she's also a famous podcast hostess, and she also is a book author, has joined us today. And we will start with Valeria's presentation. And during the presentation, if you have any questions, please feel free to write them to our chat, and we will take them from there. And later on, I will also take a bit of time and will speak about and show how recruitment software can also support skill-based hiring. And now, I will give the word to Valeria, and let's start. Just enjoy the webinar.
Thank you very much, Marit, for the introduction and for the kicking off. Thanks a lot for those who have joined us or who will be watching later. I'll probably first of all start from sharing my screen. Yeah, you probably see it now. Yeah, just not? Okay. Okay, so thank you very much for this, for joining and for the interest in the topic. As Marit has already kindly introduced me, I will not be going deeply into the text about myself. I will probably start from the fact that basically after having spent some 20 years in recruitment, I'm still and even more probably enthusiastic and passionate about recruitment, and everything new that is coming into our important job is very interesting for me, and I am always very curious to see what's behind that and what can new ideas bring into recruitment. So recently, when I was doing quite a lot of recruitment trainings for hiring managers and recruitment teams, I've been asked a lot of questions about skills-based hiring, what it is, how we can adapt that, and why that happened, just or came to the market. Yeah. So I've decided that this opportunity, together with the recruiter, is a good moment to dig deep into the idea of skills-based hiring. I've analyzed it deeply, and I'm glad to share it with you today. So first of all, just a short disclaimer, it's not a revolutionary idea that we are talking about. We've been doing some of that in the past, but to my mind, that there is a lot of logic behind skills-based hiring, because first of all, it's very much related to the problems that we have been solving for the last 5 or 10 years. And also there is a lot of sense behind skills-based hiring, right? So it's not something completely new or revolutionary, but there is something definitely for you to consider and think about. So why I think that's just related to everything that we do. And first of all, maybe a short definition. I will be talking later about the broader definition of skills-based hiring, but first of all, what it is and what it's not. So skills-based hiring is the idea or approach in recruitment when, instead of looking first of all into degrees, qualifications, and experience, we look at what abilities the person needs to have. What does he or she needs to be able to do in the job to be suitable for us? So it's not about pedigree, as we say, not just qualification or university name or something like that, but it's about skills. So when I say that this is very much related to what has been happening to us or to what we have been solving, I want to go through some of the tendencies or some of the problems that we've been facing together with you, and just discuss why I think it's very much related and makes sense. So the first idea or the first tendency that we've seen for some maybe 10 years, and not only in Baltic region, but also on European level and on global level, we see skills shortages, right? We say that there is not enough talent on the market, and the talent that there is on the market is not something that we need, yeah? And also another thing that is happening with new technologies and with everything changing at the moment is that skills are very short-lived. World Economic Forum at the moment says that 50% of the skills that are currently on the market will no longer be relevant in 2 years. Boston Consulting Group is also saying that the majority of skills at the moment have a lifespan of approximately 2.5 years. So we see how fast everything is changing and how fast the skills that we need in organizations are changing one another, right? But when we actually say there is skill shortage, I'm raising this question together with you. Do we really mean that there is skill shortage? Or do we mean that we are looking for the same experience that I need or the same qualification that I need at the moment, and there is not enough? Do we really look for something behind that? Do we understand what skills we need? Or do we match make and see, just if we need now artificial intelligence engineers or prompt writers, there are none on the market, yeah? And we say it's skills shortage. Another thing that we've been talking quite extensively is the need for reskilling and upskilling, economy-wise, then company-wise, and then again, some of the companies have gone to some extra miles and have done upskilling or reskilling projects, but usually we generalize the need. We say, hey, our people don't have PC literacy or new technology adaptation skills. Let's teach everybody. Let's upskill them. Hey, our older people probably don't speak English, so let's teach them, English. However, we see that not much of a change is happening on the market. Then we still need to reskill and upskill, and apart from several initiatives in several sectors, we see that it's still there, yeah. And as we are talking about reskilling and upskilling, we are also turning into emphasis on internal talent. We say we have good people in organizations, so instead of going out and looking for new, we probably need to look at what talent we have internally and see how they can move. And also we've seen some initiatives on shadowing, on just career planning internally. However, again, it's usually very limited. And when we start to look for some new competencies or qualifications, we first of all probably think externally, because the reskilling and upskilling or identifying what skills those people have or what common skills one function has to another, what they have in common and what is the gap, what is missing and how we can cover that gap is still very much not covered. We also have a hot topic on diversity and inclusion. And this is a bit further from skills. However, when we talk about diversity and inclusion, it's not only about gender and age. It's about including different people, and different sometimes means coming from a completely different background than traditionally, completely different, maybe universities or degrees, maybe completely different, just work experience than we imagine or set a task for ourselves in recruitment initially. Now, related to diversity and inclusion, we have a very much extended definition of discrimination recently. And discrimination, we've seen that if previously you cannot discriminate on the ground of religion or gender or age, which is still very much relevant. Now we see that it's much broader. Recently, we've seen in Lithuania that there have been fines, financial fines, to the companies who state that they need from candidates, let's say 3 to 5 years of experience. We now start to think that defining years of experience is actually discrimination. And why is that happening? However funny or insulting that or shocking that is now to recruiters, there is much logic in that, because by saying that we need 3 to 5 years of experience, we make a lot of assumptions, or we even show our biases, because we say, just I believe that by gathering 3 or 5 years of experience, you probably have already knowledge of this and that, which is not 100% correct. Yeah, it's an assumption. So we have this extended definition of discrimination, which leads us also to the need to see, okay, so what's behind the experience, or what's behind the assumption that I set myself in the job description or in the job ad. What does that person need to know or be able to do? And then we have our love-hate relations to CV. Probably if I ask you now, how many of you use CVs for recruitment? It would be 100%. You can even react in the chat, just a plus or minus if that's true or not. But then when I ask you, how many of you distrust some of the information on the CV? And just think about it. We base everything in recruitment on the thing that we actually, to some extent, distrust. We don't know if that's correct or not. And if there is someone who says, hey, that's bullshit, and I really trust CV, and that's just a holy thing, then think about what AI now is doing to CV. There is an app, Apply AI, which can generate thousands of versions of your CV and match them to the job ads with the same wording and same, just making it similar, and send it on your behalf while you sleep. So basically you make a list of your qualifications, you make the initial CV, you put it into the app, and during the night, the app will do the magic. It will match it to the job ads and send it out. So with this, how can we truly trust CV? Yeah, if we know that that's probably not 100% correct, or maybe that's not done by a person. So with all of this, we come to a conclusion that, just in recruitment, it's as it has been, and it's now more and more, there is the situation that don't tell me you are funny, tell me a joke. Yeah, so we need to see the proof if the person really has the skills that are on the CV, and that he really knows, or she really knows what the job is about. So that's a bit, about how I see that everything comes into the picture together. And I think that all of these tendencies and all of those problems that we've been, trying to solve, they really push us a bit more to think about skills in recruitment. And, just with all that said, I think that it's very convenient for us to do things the way we are used to do, and especially to be based, just to base our recruitment on CV, on qualification, on work experience. And sometimes we are like these statues in the picture, just safeguarding something something wholly behind our backs, and probably I'm in the front row as well, because I've spent so much time reading CVs and I think it's very convenient. But we are at the same time holding something really heavy on our heads, and it's like, you know, we need to think, is there any other way, or are there any additional ways that we can introduce into our processes, and see if that could be, you know, just a solution, at least in certain cases. So as I've mentioned before, skill-based hiring is the idea that we need to think what's behind qualification and work experience, and we need to search, you know, to evaluate more skills, and to understand what the person needs to be able to do for the job, and not only labeling and matching if there is a match on what the person has and what we need. Yeah. So maybe that will be a more an example, or more, you know, just clear to see. So with skills-based hiring, we really get expanded talent pool. Yeah, because we go outside of the traditional talent pool. We do not take narrowly 100% match to what we are searching, but we are looking for just someone who could be equally relevant, but coming from a different background. So the talent pool expands. We increase quality of hire because we look at really how good this person is, not only how nice words he has on the CV, but how can he perform on his job. We decrease time and cost per hire because with expanding talent pool, we do it faster. And you know, just we go beyond being subjective. We move into objective and measurable process. It's also a better candidate experience because candidates think that, you know, just they are included, they get new opportunities, and especially in nowadays market, when we see that the career span of a person is getting longer and longer, and we are talking about the importance for the person to be able to switch from one area to another, or switch from one job to another. This skills-based hiring is really talking to the candidate's needs. On the other hand, experience-based hiring, or the traditional way we've been hiring, is basically much more easier to follow. It's much easier to identify the criteria, because we know, you know, just years of experience or qualification or some certification is something that we can tick off. We don't need to go beyond that. We tick off and we know it's okay, suitable. Yeah. Experience-based hiring has also a better correlation with CV format. Yeah, because a person writes everything and then we can check, do we want to talk to that person or not. The problem with the CV is also that, you know, just if we ask a person now to start writing skills on the CV, it's very difficult to do that. Because if you ask me, do I have project management experience? Maybe I think, you know, I'm not specialized or not certified in project management. However, all my life, what I've been doing is managing projects. Yeah, so should I put it in my CV, or should I not put that into my CV? And how good I am at that, it's very subjective. We also know that female candidates tend to evaluate themselves lower, while male candidates usually self-evaluate themselves higher. So that's, you know, just the subjectivity and you know, worse correlation with CV format that we get. But then we can, of course, go into assessment and check that. It's also believed that by getting 100% match by certification and work experience, we get a shorter induction cycle, meaning the person knows already the business or the job, or, you know, just the volume and the content, and he can hit the road faster. And of course, with experience-based hiring, we don't need to change anything, and that's easier way, and that's why we tend to stick to that. And lower on the screen, you can see how switching from experience-based hiring to skill-based hiring could look like. If traditionally I'm saying I'm looking for university degree in business administration, business management, or alike, minimum 3 years of experience of working with retail, pharma, banking, whatever, you know the area that I work in, and extensive experience in team management. Then if I switch to skill-based hiring, I ask myself the question, okay, what's behind that? So it's just a theoretical example, and it wouldn't look probably as easy as I put it on the screen, but it could be, just that I'm checking business acumen, that I'm checking and assessing ability to proactively build and maintain relationships, that I'm checking negotiation skills, and I'm assessing people management skills. So, and then probably I will get not only candidates from that business sector that I am operating in, but broader ones. Some of the terminology that we need to understand and be aware of when we talk about skills-based hiring, and I think that this is very useful. So first of all, do we really understand what is a skill? And probably the many organizations we would ask, or many people, HR people, we would ask this question, the more definitions we would get. Yeah. What do I mean? Usually we ask ourselves a question, skill and competence, is it the same or is it different? Then skill and attribute, character, just attribute, is it related? Is it similar or is it different? Soft skills, hard skills, are they the same? Can we measure them or not? And here probably we need to understand that there are many contexts and there are many variations of a skill definition and skill, context for your organization. But basically, we need to differentiate between competency, skill, and mastery. So competency is something that I know. Let's say I've gone through a course on LinkedIn on how to manage projects. Yeah. So I have the competence. I know something. Skill is that I basically have done it and I have a practical knowledge and I'm skilled at doing that. And mastery is the more skill I have and I can reflect on that and just the skill is advanced. Then when we talk about skills-based hiring, we also talk about transferable skill. And this is very important because if you start thinking and writing down how many skills you have in an organization and what could you assess, you probably would come up with the question, okay, negotiation skill. Is it the same for sales and marketing? Or is it the same for sales, marketing, and let's say lawyer or even office admin, which also could be, just internal, external, who are stakeholders? Is it the, the budget, the volume? Does it make impact on the skill or not? So, and here we need to differentiate between the skill which is specific to the job, which means that it needs to be, just to certain context or just to certain definition. And there are many transferable skills, which means that a person who has worked in a completely different area and doing similar or just similar in nature or similar in purpose tasks, he could also be able and have the skill to apply in the job that we are looking for to fill. Skills taxonomy is basically a library that you could have for the organization, what kind of skills we do have as an organization, yeah? And what kind of skills we have in one function, in another function, what is common between us, what is different between us. The full skill taxonomy means I have a list of all the skills that we need for our organization to be running smoothly. just as an example, when companies start doing skills taxonomy projects, they come up with thousands of skills. It's a long list. Somebody was doing a skill list for Recruiter. So it was a modest skill list of 40. And then you sit down and think, 40 skills. Now, how on earth can I assess all of that to understand if the person will be suitable? And you do not have to do that. You need to come up to a priority list of which skills are top priority and assess them. But then you need to understand that sometimes the person will not perform because the other skills that we have on the list, just they will be different. And this is what happens in real life, right? We also have a term of STAR. And if you are in recruitment for some time, you probably remember that STAR is being used for competency-based interview questions. We say STAR is situation or task, then action, and then result. Here, STAR is something different, but also very interesting. STAR is skills through alternative routes. Yeah, so this is a skill obtained in some different area, but that can be applied in just in your business or in another job. So basically, it's transferable skill gained in another area. So skill through alternative route. And then the nicest idea about skills-based hiring is actually screening in versus screening out, which I really love. Because what does that mean? Yeah. So traditionally, when we are looking for some position, we are receiving a volume of CVs of candidates. They are applying, then we are headhunting them, we are outreaching, we get a lot of volume of CVs. And then we are screening out. Basically, we are saying, these are not suitable because they lack this, these are not suitable because they lack that, and we compare them to each other, which is also happening in this scenario, but we are screening in. So basically, we are going in the market and saying, okay, I need now a salesperson. Who else with what kind of background which would lead me to those same skills would be suitable for this job. So we open up layers and layers of other candidates which could come to our recruitment process and be suitable for our role. So I'll stop for a moment just to see, maybe someone wants to comment, or maybe someone wants to ask something.
At the moment, there's no questions, so it seems that everybody is listening. Yes, and yeah. But I will. Yes. So later on, so I have a few questions to you, so you can continue.
Okay, thank you very much, Marit. So, but if somebody has a question or a comment, just drop in the chat. Don't be shy, and we'll take it from there. So this skills-based hiring has been quite a buzzword globally, and a lot of companies have started doing that, and I have seen that in action. But not all the initiatives, they go right. I've seen have seen and have heard about some of the initiatives at large international companies who introduce, let's say, a new system for employees and say, hey, you need to upload your CV and you need to put a list of the skills that you have at the moment. And this is probably coming from somewhere in the headquarters where the right idea about skills-based hiring is born, and then the company wants to move in that direction. But what actually is lacking in implementation is that people get they have some 10 systems that they need to fill in. Usually they are different. And then they get another one, and they somehow are working in the company, and they still need to put CVs and to put some kind of the skills into that. And usually those projects, they die, unfortunately. Yeah. So you need to be very careful on how to pass the purpose and the logic behind those actions, because the idea is good, the purpose is very noble, but we need to put a lot of details and a lot of attention into implementation. I want to share with you one of the examples. The example is by Siemens in UK. So specifically Siemens in UK, and basically it's Siemens in Manchester. So Siemens has been trying to recruit a larger number of project engineers. This is quite a generic role for them. They typically were historically hiring just the engineering students with a couple of years of experience, but a broader qualification, and people were managing and overseeing projects. So that's not very specific. And Siemens it was happening like 2 years ago, faced a lot of difficulties in trying to attract those candidates to the process. So they are looking for project engineers, and they cannot attract enough talented people to the pool. So they've done this experiment, and they've decided that they put aside all the requirements to education and degrees, and they put aside all the requirements for work experience, and they list the number of skills that are behind that, and do the recruitment campaign based on that. So first, what they have done, they have completely deconstructed and changed the job ad that they've been using, and they've gone, you don't need to have previous experience or a degree, you need to have these skills, pam, 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 the list of skills, yeah? So the first thing that actually surprised them was that the volume of CV flow was 6 times more active than traditionally. So they've received 6 times more CVs in the process, because they've broadened the scope of the candidates. Then they have decided to go further, and they've agreed that these CVs which came for these positions, they stay within the system, within HR. Hiring managers don't look at the background of the candidates. So they've gone straight away into assessment of those crucial skills that they have enumerated, that they have listed on this job spec. So the candidates who have applied, they've been directed into a skill assessment tool. They have been assessed by those skills, and they selected out of all the pool, the whole pool, they selected 8 candidates whom they invited for interviews. Still not looking into CV and background, and even not just Googling those people. They have a name and family name, and they have hiring managers have just the time for interviews. The feedback from that exercise was that the first candidate came and he was really good, and then they were waiting for the second candidate, and he came and he was also really good. By the third candidate, they were thinking already on how we will select out of those 8 candidates, because they are really just the people that we are looking for. So out of 8, they've interviewed everybody, and they have hired finally 3 candidates for project engineers positions. And only then, after they have just proposed offers to those 3, they realized what kind of backgrounds these people come from. One was from telecommunication, one was from banking, and one was from retail, which is the most surprising probably. I remind you, this is Siemens, this is traditional engineering company. They usually don't, just don't move far from engineering background. They've onboarded those people. They've altered a bit the onboarding process for people to understand more, just the engineering part and the company background part. And those people have turned out to be really successful, all 3 of them. The hiring managers in this case, they've shared that there is no way we would have recruited these 3 candidates if we have gone the traditional way. So basically, this is the example how the process changes and the result actually changes just due to the alterations in the process. So, just this may be a bit of a dramatic and very successful, just example. And I understand that there will be many unsuccessful examples with the same idea applied. So I think, just there is no revolution in the idea of skills-based hiring, and there are also many disadvantages about this idea. So we don't, need to say, hey, this is something new and this will change our world of recruitment. No, it will not. We've been checking skills previously, maybe not to this extent, and just the idea and the my maybe encouragement for everybody who is thinking about this idea of skills-based hiring is more to think on what we can take, to what extent we can apply, and how we can make our recruitment process better. Yeah. So what kind of limitations skills-based hiring has? First of all, I think it covers a part of recruitment scope. So, you could hardly probably imagine someone in medicine, let's say a surgeon, let's take extreme examples, yeah? A surgeon who would have transferable skills. Let's say, I don't care if you are a surgeon, but if you can cut clean, I'm going for it. No, probably not, yeah? Or someone who, just a lawyer, let's say, coming into a court, probably, just he can be really good presenter, really good point maker, but does he have the previous track record of understanding the legal consequences and the just the cause and effect of and all the system? Probably not. So what I want to say is skills-based hiring can be applied to the positions which have those transferable skills. And first of all, we need to analyze what's behind that position, what's behind that qualification. Can we actually move broader from the traditional way? If not, then just we stay the traditional way for recruitment for those professions. Again, when we say that we need to go into skill-based hiring, we also need to understand that this is only one of crucial elements that we usually assess in recruitment. And when I say one of 4 or one of 3, it depends on what you believe or what you, what system or methodology you use. So one is skills, yeah? So this is what we are talking about. It's what do you know? What do you learn and what do you know how to do? Yeah, so it's what? Skills. The second one is basically how. It's your values, how you apply those skills, how you cooperate with other people, how you just move forward, how you even achieve results. It's the way you apply those skills in the team. And sometimes a person with perfect skills will not be suitable for our company because this how is not aligned with ours. Sometimes we call it the company culture fit, but we need to be really careful about that because just at the same time, culture fit pushes us into the dangerous situation to choose similar people to each other. So basically, it's more about values and how we do things. So skills. Another one is values, how we do things. The third one is achievement, and how we apply skills in order to achieve result or achieve the goal that is set to us. Yeah, this is very important as well. We can just marry it with how, but it's more probably on its own. And the fourth thing is motivation, which is also very important, and it's the fourth pillar of recruitment that we're using. So skills-based hiring is checking only one thing out of 4 crucial things, and it cannot be singled out. Yeah. Also, moving into skills-based hiring requires significant mind shift and requires more work to be put into the process. More work by recruiters, more work by hiring managers, more discussions, more analysis, more thought into the process. So it's a lot to be done, a lot of change management and mind shift. Yeah. And it also, in order to be done properly, I think that skills-based hiring, although we can everybody use it to a certain extent in our processes, it needs to be aligned with other HR processes as well. And what do I mean by that is basically if I start hiring people with transferable skills, it can be that I hire a junior person for a senior position, but then senior person and junior person in the same position, how do we just remunerate them? Is it the same or is it different? So do we then do performance management based on the same skills, or it's going different way? So this is the thing that that shows that we really need to pay attention to the alignment with other HR processes, not only just with the recruitment. Do we have something in chat?
Yes, we have one question in chat. And the question is that if disregarding CVs altogether, how do you decide which candidates to screen out of 50 plus applications, assuming you have a limited capacity to screen all 50?
Capacity is always limiting us, yeah? So basically we are talking about the moving into an alternative applying process, meaning the CV comes or it doesn't come even, but you have a set of, let's say, tests that the person is taking, yeah? And based on the result of those tests, automatic results, you can even, just have than 50 or even more candidates. You select those people and then you take them to interview to assess all those 4 things that I mentioned, yeah, in motivation, achievement, and things like that. But it's definitely right. I hear your question. If you don't have the technical solution for that at the moment, it could be very difficult, and that's why for us probably we need to look for a bit different way to do that. And I will just move probably, I'll come back to your question, but I will move probably to another slide that I have. And this is what I was thinking, okay, so now we have this new idea, or not new, old idea of skills-based hiring, right? So what can I do with that, as Vaida says, with, let's say, limited technical capability to assess those people, yeah? So first of all, I think we need to think about the positions that we are hiring. Which are the positions, first of all, we can apply skills-based hiring, and which we leave alone and we don't bother about them at the moment, yeah? So first of all, identifying. And when we identify, we know then that we can, with our, just screening approach, with our search approach, we can go, just wider. We also know that we need to then work with a hiring manager, because as a recruiter, I know that it can be a different approach, but what happens is that I bring in different candidates and then they are stopped by a hiring manager, and the hiring manager is still looking for qualification or work experience. So we need to lobby internally, to have this difficult conversation with the hiring manager. And probably it's better to start from the ones who are very open-minded and would be on the same page with you, and do this experiment and then show that experiment to others. Okay, let's do that. Let's try people from other sectors and screen for skills. And then we need to work on skills taxonomy gradually again. So I know which position can be screened differently, yeah, based on skills-based hiring. Then I do the skill list, the skill taxonomy for this position. And in the future, I will not be doing that, because I know that, or I will just be updating that, yeah? So I will have the skill taxonomy for this position. Then I will probably add to another position, so I can go gradually You don't have to do it straight away and organization-wide. Then we need to explore the system functionality and to map just the opportunities. Okay, so does my ATS provide the opportunity to search by skills? Can I list the skills? Yeah, so check all those things. Then build testing options. If your ATS or your system can provide some steps in the applying process for candidates to do tests, cool. If not, then I can do it, just outside of the system. Even I can invite a candidate, do a skill, do a short interview, and then have the full picture and present it to hiring manager, just in overall or without a CV even, just basically I have this testing opportunity. By the way, talking about the testing, the huge conversation is happening globally now with companies having invested into online gamified solutions. The same companies are now questioning if they are still relevant because AI helps candidates cheat on massive level. I mean, you do it on your PC, it's recorded, but next to you, you have, next to your PC, you have a phone with the ChatGPT going, and you get all the questions. So a lot of companies are considering to bring candidates back in class, in a room, and just exploring on how to have the pattern of a system to identify where it's cheating. It's very, very dangerous, and it's very difficult at the moment to do. And last but not least, we need to talk about that in the organization, and we need to educate talent acquisition and hiring managers. So coming back to the question, the correct question that we've received, yeah, I think, I would start probably, from identifying which position do I want to play with, which hiring manager I want to play with, then doing skill list, and then thinking what kind of scope we are talking about. If we skip the qualification requirements and work experience requirements, are we talking about 15 candidates, or are we talking about hundreds? Because sometimes we imagine that it will be flooding, but it's not. Yeah. So playing with that, getting ready the tests, and maybe it would be good then to start from the repeated roles that you're recruiting. If let's say as in Siemens, that project engineers you will be hiring every 6 months or every year, then you do the larger work at the moment, but you have then the pipeline of candidates for the future, right? So maybe it's wise to start from something not one-off but repeated that we are recruiting. So that's it. I mean, my aim was to get you interested in this notion, and I think that the magic will happen when you are interested and you start explore in your organization the opportunities on how to change small things and how to do something differently. But let me know if you have some questions or something to add.
So thank you, Valeria. Yes, at the moment there's yes, one comment came that it was really useful. One moment. Yes, very useful and interesting presentation. So yes, people are really thankful. So yes, but thank you. And now we are moving on with my short presentation. So how actually recruitment software can support skill-based hiring, so that now I can just bring in technical advice. So one moment. Yep. And now I think that you should also yes, you should also see my screen. So basically, yes, it was really interesting and useful talk by Valeria, and I really hope that you received a lot of new things to think about. But now let's also discover how recruitment software can support it. So, yes, as I mentioned before, yes, I'm the founder and CEO of Recruitment, and yes, also my experience in HR field is now, yes, over 15 years, and I have been lucky to be. To have experience in digitizing recruitment processes in more than 100 organizations. So and actually this kind of yes experience has given me a lot of new ideas and also the input how to improve a recruitment system. And but now coming to the topic, so how recruitment software supports skill-based hiring. I think that actually the first thing is that that the recruitment softwares by using recruitment softwares, so basically you can hold and manage the information in one place. So it means that that for example, while you're gathering your applicants' CVs or the information about the jobs and candidates. So basically, your hiring managers, your other recruiters, your HR managers, they also will have the one platform where to hold and manage the information. So the second point here, what I would like to bring out is that that actually, yes, the recruitment software can help you to create proper candidate profile. So it means that that for example, yes, as Valeria also told that yes, you can have a lot of CVs, and nowadays AI can help to grade those CVs, and you actually can't be sure if the information in the CVs are right or wrong. So basically, you can actually have a really easy way how to create a proper and updated candidate profile and you can add all the skill set that is needed for you to have for the future. And definitely the third point I would like to bring out what seems to be really important to me is that that when you have already when you have already created those proper candidate profiles, then what you can also have a search engine in your ATS system. So it means that you can actually search by the skills from your own talent pool, and you can find the candidates that are actually that might be suitable for the concrete position. And of course, yes, also today we have technical solutions that can help you to test the skills and assess them. So if the ATS system, for example, doesn't have the built-in skills testing functionality, then it's really easy actually to integrate those third-party systems to your ATS. So I definitely suggest you to just ask what kind of so if you have your preferred system already set. And yes, it's also possible to help you to match resumes and job descriptions. So what I mean by that is that yes, so basically it's also possible that yes, AI is part of this matching, but when we are thinking about the thing that actually the resumes may not be maybe so true regarding the skills. So then it's also possible actually to start adding filling the candidate profile in the system, and then you can also compare it with the job description part. And of course, there's the last one is that the candidate's assessment can be also done in one place. So it means that your hiring managers, your recruiters, or the colleagues who needs to be part of this candidate's evaluation part. So this they will have common information, common platform where to do it, and later on you will have no I would say no misunderstanding. So if the decision is made in a wrong way, or everybody had the same information. So I would say that those are the main points here that I would definitely I wanted to bring it out. And now when we are also talking about key benefits or the outcomes using recruitment softwares, ATS systems, while if you are implementing a skill-based hiring strategy, then the outcome actually is that the hiring can be faster. So the studies have shown that it can be also faster, 30% faster, comparing the processes if you are not using recruitment systems. Then, of course, you will have improved quality of hire. So it means that if you have already had the chance to create proper candidate profiles, you have put there the skill sets, you are having all the assessments there. So it will also show you that you will have improved quality of hire. And in addition to that, in your talent pool, so I would say that you will have a broader talent pool. So it means that you can also have maybe some not so traditional candidates in your talent pool with different skill sets, and you can use it also for different positions to fill in the future. And and I think that what is again important to bring out is that all in all, using recruitment systems, ATS systems, actually the transparency of the recruitment process is the key factor here. So it also means that your hiring managers, your HR managers, and other colleagues will have a pretty clear overview how the process has gone, and based on what criteria the decisions have been made. And of course, later on, you can also involve your candidates and show out what kind of what were actually the criteria to make those decisions. So I would say that this is the short insight how recruitment softwares can help you can actually support skill-based hiring. And now I see that actually we don't have much time to dig into recruiter system at the moment, but later on, if you have interest to dig into recruiter systems, so you are welcome to ask a personalized demo from me. And now I'm also see that let's see. So it's we have one question here. I missed a part about how Recruiter supports assessments. Do you mean integrations with other tools, or you have some features in the system to tailor assessment which a company needs? So basically, yes, in Recruiter systems. So basically, you can evaluate the candidates by using the scale from 1 to 10, and but what it assumes that you have also agreed in your organization what those numbers mean to you, and then you can make then you can evaluate the candidates and their skills by the scale. And also all the participants. So it means that the hiring managers, recruiters, or the other colleagues who needs to give their assessments. So basically, they can evaluate the candidates from the scale, on the scale from 1 to 10. And it's also possible to integrate actually our recruiter system also to other assessment tools. So usually we make custom-made integrations, so based on your needs. So you are welcome to ask concrete advice from us. So it seems that now everyone, there's no more questions, and it's already at 11 o'clock, so we are on time. And so thank you so much, Valeria, for your presentation. It was really, really interesting topic, and thank you everyone who participated. And I really hope that you receive new ideas, new topics to think about and analyze. So yes, see you at the next Recruiters webinar.